Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap.
Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap.
Let's go. Zen.
Trap.
Zen.
Trap.
Zen.
Trap.
Zen.
Trap.
Protect.
Yo, peace.
Protect your energy. Welcome back for another ZTP, Zen Trap Perspective. The mission here at the Zen Trap Podcast is to inspire and empower people to continuously seek internal peace to maximize their personal potential. I'm one of your two hosts, Zen P.
Yogi LG.
And we got a great topic for you this month. Before we get into it, I'll remind you that the topic of the month is learning, but please just take a quick second and subscribe if you could. Follow us on IG if you want to. Share our page with somebody. If you're listening on audio platforms, give us a subscription there as well. And check out zentrappers.com. Got plenty of stuff on there for you. Got a little mixtape with a little poetry on there.
Got a little merch on there. Go get you some.
Got a little merch, go get you some. Just take a quick break and look at that real quick. And if you're not subscribed again, please subscribe to our YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, Yogi LG, why don't you get into what video we're reviewing this month that goes with our topic for the month, which is
learning.
How
All
to
right,
learn.
so obviously we want to find some videos that really spoke to how do you learn better. So this one is by Lila Landowski. Dr. Lila Landowski. She's a neuroscientist, but it says 6 secrets to learning faster backed by neuroscience.
Yeah, this is a TED Talk.
Yeah, it's definitely a TED Talk. I think it's like 18 minutes long, not a super long video.
Quick watch.
P, go ahead and give them a general overview of kind of what the video was for you.
All right, so the video goes over just 6 areas that you can focus on in learning better. And apparently, again, as the title suggests, they're backed by neuroscience. It's not just made up, it's backed by data.
Yeah.
None of the topics I feel like were things that maybe you didn't know. Maybe like 2 of them maybe were things that you didn't know. But she just goes literally in order, talking about how important each one of these topics are to affecting how you learn. And it's not your fault that you don't know how to learn. We were never taught that way, really. Most of us weren't.
We were never taught, for real.
What about you? What did you think?
It's a synopsis of kind of how each of these things impact how you learn. And to me, I kind of, watching the video, I kind of saw it as like, if I'm learning something, I want to take all 6 of these things and like keep them in my mind to be like prepare myself for that learning event. So now, like, if I go to trainings or something like that, I want to like keep all those things like, hey, when you do learn something that's important, make sure you take like 10, 20 minutes break after that. Like, ask for a break. Maybe you learned something that you never knew and you're like, hey, can we get a break real quick? Just to kind of get a break. So, we'll get into all of those, but just using all these tools and how you can use these small things to really impact your learning.
So let's get into my favorite part. What's your favorite bar?
All right, cool. So my favorite bar was probably just hearing her talk about.
And to be fair, me personally, it wasn't a lot of quotables in here to me, bars per se.
But just this topic of her talking about how stress can impair your memory. So I didn't even relate those things.
Yeah.
I mean, I know stress can do like crazy things to the body, but like specifically like impact your memory or impair your memory in a certain way. And I know sometimes like trauma can like make you remember stuff, right? Versus like stress can make you forget like these simple things. So just thinking about my favorite area was kind of like hearing her talk about how you want to kind of relieve your body of that stress and kind of get to a relaxed point when you're learning something.
That's crazy. Your whole emotional state can affect what you're focused on right now.
But think about like when I know this for like people I was going through like middle school. Like my homeboy lost his mom, right? His mom got killed. Him and his sister in middle school, they was like struggling for a long time. But I can only imagine how his learning was impacted by that because he's at school like drawing pictures of his mom, like just like doing different things that reflect on his situation, and that's a huge stressor.
You really took it there.
I'm just saying.
That is a huge stressor in middle school, not having your mama. No debate here. I wouldn't want to go to school either.
Yeah, for sure. What about you? What was your favorite bar section?
My favorite bar was hearing how important exercise is to your memory. Yeah. So they talked a lot about neuroplasticity in the beginning of the video, which just is how capable, which not even how capable. Everybody's brain is capable of neuroplasticity, which just means your brain is capable of growing. So once you hear something new for the first time, you can't necessarily unhear it. You may forget it, it may go into your subconscious, may not come up anymore. But once you hear a new idea and you actually take it on for a little bit, your brain can't go back the same. Mm-hmm. So for example, some major things you might have learned, like that you can see every day, like the sky is blue, the earth is round, or things like that. Mm-hmm. Once you hear that for the first time and you hear some reasons why, you can't go back to just thinking, oh, I don't know any of this stuff. Yeah. So that's what neuroplasticity is. Like when you have so much repetition of something, or you get introduced to a new perspective or thought of something, it expands your brain's capacity for being able to retain that information. And exercise is a big part in that, of not only getting you like focused and alert to receive the information, but also to help you retain it later. Like it helps you, again, it probably deals more with like the emotional state release of balancing out your stress and getting that away, and balancing out your energy so that you are capable of retaining it. But just how exercise affects like your whole, all these different factors and areas of your life is crazy.
It's
that
crazy.
Like
Absolutely.
You need to incorporate exercise into your routine somehow.
Yeah. So did you find something that you feel like you could share with your loved ones? Like people that you care about?
Yes, and it's no secret. You got to find your best way, which I don't think the video, it did do an okay job, but it just said pretty much the basics of, not only do you need to pay attention, because everybody's screaming that at you, I'm sure, from childhood on up. Yep. Pay attention, focus, pay attention. It added the alertness piece. So my favorite section and part in there is when she did an air horn noise in the middle right before saying alertness, and you could hear the crowd kind of change a little bit, like, oh, what's going on? So that is alertness. Your brain is wandering while she's talking, or whoever's talking, or whatever task you're focused on, or you're scrolling social media. So finding a way to really tell your loved ones or somebody important in your life how you could be more alert. What does it mean to pay attention? I get it, putting the distractions away. Don't have your phone out. Don't
get on that.
Watch TV and stuff while you're doing it. Be focused on the task, and that's the alertness piece to it. But I don't think they do a real good job of just saying like the how as well. Like, how do I get into that alert zone? But she did give a good example. I'm not gonna lie. The example of what alertness is and focus, and we've talked about this on one episode before. Yeah. But the example of, all right, right before you're about to study or something, think about where your feet are. Like your bringing awareness in your body. Your feet are on the ground. You have socks on. Now, this has been happening the entire time. You just haven't been thinking about it. Yep. So that is what alertness is. Like when you're driving, sometimes when you wake up and you're like, oh shit, I've been driving for 5 minutes, and I just been thinking.
I don't know what road I'm on.
I don't know where I'm at. I just been driving. That is your alertness piece, and you finding ways to train that muscle of alertness. That was my favorite section. What about you?
So I felt like my family or friends could use more so like the conversation about like social media and how to kind of deter your attention. So attention was another one of those 6 things, right? And so choosing to not pick up your phone before you're trying to learn something. Like just trying to kind of like focus your attention on that subject. Of course, it talks about like repetition and things like that. There's so much that needs to happen while you're learning that like introducing other extra information is only going to impair that. So I think her talking about that, I know just for all the kids I know right now, they phone how much they DM and like talk to other people and just literally click Instagram, scroll for 3 posts, come off. Click Instagram, throw for 5 posts. Just change tasks, go to a DM. Like their attention is everywhere. So I think definitely for like my little cousins and people that's like growing up still learning, just take a break from the social media. Give it like
Lindsay, that old head now. Get off the damn phone. Get off the phone. Get off the talk tick.
It's messing up your attention. It ain't feeding good stuff into your brain. It's gonna mess up. Auntie Lindsay, you ain't gonna be able to learn right.
No, Auntie Lindsay. It's the future.
That's true. So I did want to like we'll get to it later. I kind of one of the things like I thought about when we talk about like what each of us could get from the video. Like I always feel like you're a big social media person and you use your phone to. I think so. Okay. You use your phone to like empower you in a lot of ways. So I almost was like,
Kinda. More. I'll take the compliment, but it's kind of.
To me, what I'm saying is you also use your phone for like resources and to learn things.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So what I'm saying is like I kind of feel kind of swayed about that because the new generation does use their phone to acquire knowledge, not just distract.
Yes.
So that's a great.
The
great
retention part is the part we need to talk about. They can acquire it quickly, but you acquire it so quickly, you're not retaining it, and that kind of leads into our next section anyway. But we can talk about this real quick for a little bit. Me and you were talking about things. When I say this video to me doesn't go into detail sometimes, with me and you were talking about that I think I'm good at that maybe you could learn, and that's not in this video, is how to search for things.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for how to, the example we use, it was a bowl over there that is used to make guacamole. And I don't know the name of that bowl, but I was like, give me an example. It was like, okay, how would you find this bowl? And it's just a stone looking like bowl. And we talked about what would you type in to try and search for that bowl, and just hearing the different ways that we would go about searching for it helps you to think about, okay, what are you thinking about when you type in those search things? And you can apply that to so many other things when you're looking for like topics, new clothes that somebody is wearing, like almost had to be like a fed, like you trying to find information. But those are type of resources that I think everyone can benefit from. Like if you're going into AI and things, figuring out terms to type into AI to get the information that you need. Yeah. So this is what I kind of wanted to use the month of learning to talk about. What are tips and tricks that are applicable that you could use to get the skill set and information that you need to do the different activities, jobs, and things that you want to do in your life.
Yeah, for your daily task.
So going into, did we find something the other person could go from? I think we haven't talked about that area, and it's funny. I think you and our friend of the pod, Shelby, have talked about this. Being comfortable with making mistakes.
Ooh.
We all skip the mistake section, even with kids, I think. So I can tie it together. When you talk about them using TikTok and stuff to search for things quickly, when you find it quickly, you get a quick hit of dopamine, stimuli, reward. But when you don't find it, like as you usually do or something, in the first 2 minutes, 5 minutes,
you
quit.
Stop. Yeah.
So the beginning of her video, she used the word perseverance. If I would say anything for you and maybe even some other people, challenge yourself when you're making mistakes. And she even talked about in the video, if it's too easy, make it harder.
Yeah.
Make it harder. Force yourself to make mistakes because that forces you to learn too. And what the mistakes do, they give you an emotional trigger while you're doing the information. And what you're really remembering is that emotional trigger of, man, I remember I was in this situation where I didn't know what this answer was. And then you start to think about what you did, you get the answer. So creating that emotional state will help you remember as well. And being comfortable knowing at the beginning of it, I'm going to have mistakes. Because you're training one or the other. You either training, I'm getting used to that when I make mistakes, I stop. Or I'm training that when I make mistakes, I keep going a little more.
That's true. That's a gem. And that's something I struggle with in general. So I think it was a really good one. Even when she said something simple like, okay, if you kick the same soccer goal over and over, change the angle. Like, even if it's an angle that you feel like is impossible or you're going to miss, you're going to learn more about that subject
from kicking. It's
from
change
just
your perspective.
trying it and making that mistake. So almost, in a way, setting yourself up to kind of endure some failures so that you can learn from those failures. That's a good one, for sure.
All right, you got one for me?
Yeah, I think ultimately, the maybe alertness, just because and we talk about this, you have previously been a fan of multitasking. I think you
very big on multitasking. Not anymore.
Not anymore, right? So I think you're working, but I think you
Recovering.
also you are used to having a lot of distractions going on. Like you kind of pride yourself in that. Like, oh, I can listen to music and meditate and had a game playing in the background.
That's the challenge part, I guess. But yes.
Yeah. So I just think kind of using or specifically carving out time to be alert and to kind of say all right, cool. I'm going to not have distractions and have things that kind of allow me to focus my attention and be more alert on this specific task because I'm
I can definitely be a hermit. I can go into the shell and cut everything off. Be free from this society. No, I appreciate that. I can definitely.
Because you have Does background
I do a lot
music
of
make
stuff.
you like? Do you feel like you perform better when you have like music in the background?
Honestly, again, the book we're going to be reviewing next, and we'll say it at the end, talks about music, background music, and different types of music and things like that. So we're gonna
save that.
We're gonna hit on that. So we're gonna kind of save it. But if I'm talking about how I am previously to reading that book and in general, yes, I usually even study with music sometimes, with music playing. I don't know. I don't know if I was raised in an environment where it was always
Did you
noise.
sleep with music as a kid?
I slept with everything. TV could go.
Music,
TV
anything.
going. Law and Order. I told you sometimes I get alerted and woke up in the middle of the night with that CSI that. Wow! You don't want that other thing in again. No. Jesus Christ! Left it on USA too long. Law and Order SVU don't went off my marathon. I know exactly what time it is too. Damn, it's 1 a.m. I gotta go to sleep. Cause at 6 o'clock, what is it called? Damn, you don't even know the Al Bundy show, do you?
Al Bundy.
Do you know who Al Bundy is?
Yes.
What's the show he was on? It's not Modern Family. It's Love and Marriage.
Yeah, that's it.
That come on at 6 o'clock, so I know it's 6 o'clock. When I know my time by TV shows. It's 5 o'clock. Charmed is on. All right, we getting beside this point.
For sure.
I grew up in an environment where I had a lot of distractions going on, but I think I had a lot of people that think out loud in my house and stuff
Okay,
like
I
that.
got
So I
you.
needed the distractions to
Yeah.
drown out.
Them-
So I can hear
them talking.
myself think, yeah. But yes, I can go back into a more serene, and I like to mix those environments up. But maybe the opposite for you can challenge that, and we'll talk about the things. So going close out, you got any like last words from what you enjoying? Any thoughts overall in the video?
I think she made it kind of simple. So like I can almost remember the 6 right now. You know what I'm saying?
Can you?
Yeah, let's go with it. Alertness, attention, repetition, exercise.
But keep going. Just keep going.
Exercise not in there?
Exercise is not in there. But keep going.
I think it's in there.
Attention, alertness, repetition are the ones you got correct so far. You need 3 more. We just talked about one of them. That was recommended for you.
Mistakes. I know that.
Oh, yeah. Okay. 2 more. It's one that we haven't talked about. As a matter of fact, both of these, we haven't talked about them at all.
Exercise and sleep.
Exercise is not. Sleep is one.
I thought it was
So sleep is one. You got 1 left. You didn't say sleep. You just said sleep for the first time. You got 1 more. So attention, alertness, sleep, something, and mistakes.
repetition.
Attention, alertness, sleep, repetition, something, and mistakes. I know I left repetition out, but it's 1 more still. You said it's 6.
Dang, yeah, maybe I don't know.
Attention, alertness, sleep, repetition, something, mistakes. What was talked about?
Social media is alertness.
You keep doing repetition. So at some point you're gonna need
a break. Yeah.
breaks is the one, not exercise. Exercise just
Ah,
talks about what
okay.
you need to do, kind of in between.
Gotcha.
Like you could do
But
that during
sleep
those
is
breaks.
one, exercise is not.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
That was still good memory. 4 out of 6.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and you still know the terms. But we didn't really hit on breaks and sleep.
yeah.
Sleep, I feel like. If you haven't, we could do a whole monthly topic on sleep.
Oh, we
Like,
plan
I
to.
think we should.
Sleep
so
is good.
We can definitely dive into sleep. You need sleep just like you need exercise for everything. Sleep is the recovery tool.
I'm talking about good sleep too.
Good sleep. And you know what I thought about through talking in this video? We say it all the time, but we don't treat it like that. Your brain, your heart, your organs and stuff, they're all muscles.
Yes.
And what do you do with muscles?
Repetition.
Exercise, repetition, the same
yeah.
stuff. Like we
over
try
and
to
over
make these things be separate, but they're all together. And the breaks part, when we have a month where we're talking about productivity, we're gonna be talking about breaks.
Yep.
Getting those little 5 to 10 minute breaks, and that's when you can look at your social media and you actually get more done. You get that
because you get a reset. You get something to distract you off that topic.
and now you're training that positive stimuli of social media again as your reward for not necessarily saying you did good work for that hour, but you worked for that hour.
Right. You
Now
learned.
you did something. Whether you either learned something new or you learned something you didn't need to know. So now you can cross that out. You don't have to think about that no more.
And your breaks don't got to be social media. They could be a walk. They could be
exercise.
They could be whatever.
10 push-ups.
Yeah, 10 push-ups. I got to do my 10 push-ups.
Like I did that. All right. So last words for me. find a way to make it emotionally satisfying for you if you can. That would be my biggest recommendation. Whatever would make it more enjoyable for you, and it don't have to look a certain way. I look crazy sometimes at the gym. I remember I was on the Stairmaster reading a book or doing an audio book. So now again, that's multitasking a little bit, but it helps me to keep going. Some other person may look and be like, "Oh, I could never focus on reading a book and my legs moving." Whatever works for you that gets you the results you need and doesn't affect your health in a negative way is how I'm gonna put that. Again, make sure you follow, like, subscribe, follow us on YouTube. We got a Q&A coming out where you can ask us questions.
Absolutely.
You'll be able to send it to an email. We'll put that email at the bottom. Again, check out zentrappers.com.
Come on now.
We got a little poetry slam on there called a mixtape. Check that out.
Get
that a
poetry
listen.
Slam
Just a little spoken
mixtape.
word, trapping Zen on there.
Yeah.
Grab you some merch, as Yogi LG said.
For sure.
And, write some comments. Let us know what you think, or let us know what works best for you with learning.
Hey, if you can't do nothing else, protect your peace.
And protect your energy.
It's the Zen Trap.
We out. Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap.